So you're telling me if my battery dies, I have no way to access them?
Oh no.
What if I have to jump start the car? You don't?
You don't?
Hey Savage family, because of the overwhelming response to our poster purchase sales, we're excited to announce we're going to take this poster and have it available all the time for you on our website. We appreciate it.
Just Photoshop.
Those look like the old ones. That is one of the old ones. I'm pulling the second old one out to wrap me out. You baby.
Everything good?
How you doing? Good.
Yeah, I'm good. Very good.
What's the latest with this, man?
I ordered.
So before we get to that, let's get paid. Today's video is sponsored by Ridge Wallets. The Ridge is a minimal front pocket wallet that's designed to streamline what you carry every day. It has 30,000 five-star reviews and is a better way to carry your cash and cards. There's a lifetime warranty if you love it and free returns if you don't. It comes in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminum, and over a dozen different styles and colors. So you know Ridge already makes fabulous wallets, but they also make duffel bags, knives, as well as portable battery chargers. Check them out online. Ridge also carries backpacks, phone cases, keychains, and more. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/savage. That's ridge.com/savage and use promo code SAVAGE for the link in the description. As you know, Ridge has been a huge supporter of us on Savage Garage. We really appreciate them. Go check out their products. If you haven't bought one today, you're really missing out. Check out the link in the description below and stay savage.
What's the latest with this, man?
I ordered throttle bodies yesterday for it.
Really? You're going to replace the throttle body? Oh, on the, not the...
Yeah, I ordered throttle bodies for the intake.
Oh, for the intake,
So
not for the, we're not changing the throttle body itself.
I can't.
Right.
That's going to be our biggest restriction.
So here's the throttle body right here.
So there's no way to go with a bigger one because the throttle body is actually port matched to the carbon intake.
Yep.
So
There's no point.
there's no changing that.
So, but we're thinking that, I mean, probably going to be in the 900s to the wheel.
And that's the goal.
Yeah.
So we'll see when we get there.
Well,
None of us really know.
I mean, on
'Cause we didn't do-
biofuel,
I don't even know where this car was prior to this.
680.
680.
680 to the wheel on an 800 horsepower base. So it was like 680.
So he's got dynographs supporting 680
Yeah,
on pump gas.
on pump,
Cool.
on 93.
Good.
This is that fine line with these cars. You know, we're trying to make great power, but efficient power. So it's reliable. So at the end of the day, you know, I could go out and spend, like we talked about, $400,000 and go out and buy a Huracan, you know, underground racing car with 2,000 horsepower and destroy everything on the world. But at the same time, it's not a Koenigsegg. This is such an amazing car. It's manual transmission, it's everything. We want more power. Everybody wants more power, but we want to get reliable power.
What's going on? Anything interesante?
What we're doing is putting the who's and what's back in the thingamadoodle. And then once the thingamadoodle's back together, the car will go zip zip.
It needs more Nutella.
It needs more Nutella. That's my response to everything. I hate Nutella. That's really funny because I hate hazelnuts.
More cowbell.
More cowbell.
Everything needs more cowbell.
What is this? This nice colorful thing back here.
That is your external oil pump. Externally driven engine oil pump.
And that's a factory. Huh.
It's driven off a cogged drive belt off the front of the crank and comes over here. The entire lower oil pan is casted into the entire lower motor mount. It's very cool. And the rear, basically the rear suspension mount is sandwiched between the engine and the transmission. So this entire black plate is the entire rear, basically motor mount.
Whoa.
And suspension mount. It all ties together. So it's, you can say it's self-suspended.
Interesting.
So the supercharger oil cooler is actually right here.
So it does have one. Okay.
It does. It's a oil to coolant cooler.
Mm-hmm.
On the opposite, so the cooler lines run across the motor, through the cooler, and back across over and up to the reservoir.
Okay. And the one that we have from the kit, I imagine, is going to somehow fit there, or no?
Nope. That is going to stay.
Okay. So I guess
Spoke with a fine gentleman at Rotrex, and they said leave the oiling system the way it is. The cool thing is, so the C38Rs are going to fit in the factory bracket with all the factory mounts and housing. So the mounting will not need to be manipulated or changed in any way for the C38Rs to fit where the old Superchargers were.
That's awesome. I imagine that makes life a lot easier.
It makes life a whole lot easier, and for anybody else doing projects where they want to put bigger superchargers on and they've got the original, they can upgrade to the next size up in the same factory mounts.
Nice. Can you see here like the monocoque, like outline like where it starts and ends and everything? Because that I think is very cool.
It starts and ends right here forward of the motor.
Oh, so this whole
Everything else
whole
back here
kind of square
bolts into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it starts here. The motor bolts to it at the rear support wall and comes forward. So there's your monocoque.
Yeah, that's a good stance. You said this whole front end bolts to the monocoque.
Well, a lot of it is sectional. Like the wheel arches and rockers are all tied together, and they're all carbon, but they're all screwed and bolted to the monocoque. So it's sealed, it's sectional, but it could be replaced if needed in case of something without. Due to size restrictions and no place to really put a battery, against the firewall they mounted two 6-volt batteries run in series to create a 12-volt system.
Interesting.
You don't see that in a modern car.
So you're telling me if my battery dies,
These are 6-volt Optimus.
and not only that, but I have no way to access them.
Oh no.
What if I have to jump start the car?
You don't?
You don't?
This is,
So
you don't?
we're going to put in a place to make sure.
You're gonna battery
triple
tender.
charger
I need a
is
tender.
hardwired in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got 1, 2, 6-volt batteries that are wired in series.
For equal balance of weight too. Rather than just, unless they did it in the center, which there's no room, so they did. That's freaking crazy. How big are these batteries? Oh, it's actually not bad to access.
And that is two 6-volt batteries.
That's funny.
Well,
That's
in order to get them in and out, you got to take the engine oil pump out.
Can you see this from the other side of the car, from the top down?
No.
Oh no, you can't.
No, because
Nope.
the rear
Yeah,
shelf.
it's all, yep,
the
you're
rear
right.
shelf starts about here.
You're right. So what are you going to do? You're going to do one wire into one and then a tender out?
So basically, I got to put positive off here, negative off there, and run a pigtail to some place that
Yeah.
you deem easily accessible.
Yeah.
Do you have thoughts on this so far with everything going in?
Well, so far, I mean, I'm actually very happy about the level of positivity about doing this upgrade. You know, obviously with any sort of upgrade to a one-off car, it could be very, you know, questionable.
Yeah.
The good news is that it is Rotrex and they're working very well with us. Koenigsegg's working with us to make sure we've done everything correctly. Again, all I'm trying to do is make easy, clean horsepower. You know, I want to be able to go and be able to put 93 into it without any problems and be able to, you know, kick 900 horsepower, which I think we won't have any issue. 900 is a huge upgrade, guys. This car, if you saw Houston's video, the CCX did just, I think, like in the mid to high sixes on the dyno. We're talking about almost 300 more horsepower here. That's a lot. You know, you're actually essentially adding a third more horsepower to this car. And that's awesome. If it does nice, clean, solid 850, 900 horsepower, fantastic. We get 920, 925, even better, but I'm not gonna stress the car. It's gonna be really fast. Really, really fast. And, you know, being a manual rear wheel drive with, you know, I'd say stability control to some degree, you know, this is gonna be a fun car. It's going to have all the bells and whistles to be something that, you know, like my Ford GT, which has actually no traction and turn-off controls, no aids at all. This is what this car is going to end up being like.
Anything that kind of surprised you about like looking under this car? Because this is the first time you've seen under this.
I think it's awesome to see that it really is a race car because it's all, you know, tube chassis componentry that is meant to be able to take off, replace, bolt on, and do all that. So for a 2008 car, it's very simple. It's functional. We're gonna be able to tune this car because it's basically an open map. We can literally tune every aspect of this car.
Oh, really?
So we're gonna be able to do every piece of it.
That's cool.
And it's all gonna be done from scratch. So that's going to be insane. So we'll maximize things, then we'll tune it back a little bit to make it nice and streetable, and then go. This car has spent more of its life on being towed than being driven.
Absolutely. It's seen many more miles on a truck.
Oh,
than
hell
on the
yeah.
road.
100%. I mean, it's definitely been a garage queen most of its life. You know, when Houston got it, it was at 1,300 miles on it. Okay, 1,300 miles from 2008. Think about that. We're doing everything, any type of mechanical maintenance, you know, a standard thing that can be done is being done. Hoses, any clamps or anything like that that look like they're weak or anything, all those things are going to be replaced. We're going to rebuild the shocks just because of the fact that they've been sitting and there's one of them that has a little bit of a leak. No big deal, you just rebuild the shock. It's not anything bad. That's what these cars are for. So you excited about the progress in the car?
Yes.
Yeah? No blow-ups?
None.
Good. Now we're excited about the progress, obviously. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting project when it's done. I think this thing's going to be a monster. What is the next step from this video to the next video? What will be accomplished?
So we have new, larger throttle plates coming in that we're going to modify, fab up to take place of the inlets on the old carbon fiber intake. We're going to get that mocked up. Both superchargers will be installed by then. We got a few things to work out with the plumbing, and as long as the throttle plates go smooth, it'll be full assembly and moving forward.
Nice. And excitingly, you know, a lot of you guys noticed that there on the valve covers there's some discoloration. The good news is that the boys from Detail Boutique are going to be heading up here and doing a full engine correction polish on the car. So we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully we'll be able to get most of it away with leaving the valve covers on, but since the engine's very accessible right now, we're going to do that. If not, we're going to have to pull the valve covers off, which is not something we want to do, but
Ideally not.
we may have to get to that point to, sand them down and clear them out. We'll see. But, we'll check in soon and give some progress updates, and appreciate it, and stay savage, everybody. Bang.